Hello everybody, Accureye here, and welcome back to another Accureye Talks video. And in today's Accureye Talks video, it's going to be a bit of a quick one, I think. But we're going to be talking about, do you need comms in this in any first-person shooter game, especially something like Apex Legends? And is comms, really helping your skill, or do comms actually hinder your skill? Well, in my opinion, there's a short answer to this. Honestly, I find that comms probably hinder your skill more than anything. And I get it. Some people like comms because they can call out, certain attributes. They can call certain things out, and they can, maybe help people get an idea of what they're seeing. But I think overall, in my general experience and at least thought process of learning these things, it's pretty much a thought of Apex Legends or any FPS games may be hindering your skill if you're trying to use comms. I mean, I get it. Comms help you at least talk to people and get an idea. Maybe also give them a little bit of an idea to your game plan. But lately, since I've disabled comms, I've noticed that there is one thing about it that really a lot of people don't notice for say. And the thing that most people may not notice for say is the fact that comms are really technically hindering your skill. And technically maybe destroying your chances of really just getting a good game going. I've noticed that even for me, as much as I like comms and as much as I can play with some people on comms, I think that honestly, overall, comms are really what are taking down your skill of, thought process of maybe being able to do something, or at least just even generally, focus on what's important in the overall, thought process, and even just, learning the game overall. I mean, I know this may seem like a bit of a weird explanation, but I think that honestly, as IO Strux has said, who is an Overwatch coach that I've been watching on YouTube, with the videos that he's done every once in a while, I think it's kind of true that overall, I think comms are just kind of destroying the overall thought process of you focusing on the game, and maybe even you just in general being able to in general, get a good idea about your particular play style and how you should play. Because, I've noticed that without comms on, I'm actually doing a lot better at just analyzing my own thought process and being able to do things that I should be able to do with some degree and with some ease, which is, being able to determine, if I should rescue somebody or if I should just focus on trying to get out of that situation. And or just in general, even just like generally focusing on, certain attributes of the game. Like right here, you kind of can see me kind of contemplating if I should save this person or not. In the end of the day, I decided not to save them because it'd be stupid. It'd be completely stupid to try and save that person. It'd be dumb to try and even just get out of, into a situation where, I'm not able to get out of it. So, it's kind of like, sure, maybe some people are going to get salty about it, but I think my gameplay has become much better not being able to worry, not having to worry, or even just be able to think about the factors of, should I contemplate saving these people, or should I immediately try to save these people because, maybe they're going to be, that person that gets a little toxic, or maybe they're going to be that person that kind of thinks, oh, well, you should automatically save me because it's a team-based game. No, and this goes into another video that I may contemplate doing eventually, which is Apex Legends may be a team-based game, but a lot of times you gotta think about what is best for not only just the team, but for yourself. You can't just immediately think about, like, going into the game and thinking that, saving people is going to, help you in the long run. No, saving people is not going to always help you in the long run. Sometimes you just gotta kind of determine that, as the moment you get into or get out of this certain situation, you should probably consider getting out as soon as you can, not just, contemplating, being able to save this person. Like here, you kind of see that this guy here, he runs into trouble almost immediately the moment I leave him. And, this is just because of the fact that he didn't even contemplate getting out of there. My main mission was I knew someone was on my tail, so I contemplated getting out of there as soon as I could. And, to a degree, it worked. But, obviously, of course, in the end, I had a poor decision on what I was going to do, game plan-wise. But, it's like, that's something that, without comms, I was able to contemplate the best course of action for myself. And just in general, determine how I should react, in certain situations. Which, for me, really does prove the point that you don't really need comms to be a good team. Sometimes, realistically, you just gotta determine that, hey, I'm going to be a good teammate, or as good of a teammate as I can, by basically trying to, do what I think is best in my arsenal of options. Now, will this always be the best option for the team, or based around the team? Absolutely not. Your teammates may not think that it's a good idea for you to just basically abandon them, but in the end of the day, you gotta determine that, this is, whatever action is best for you. You can't just determine, like, I'm going to do this because it's going to be helping the team in the long run. Or I'm going to be doing that because it's helping the team in the long run. Sometimes the best thing that helps the team in the long run is to be able to basically get out of the situation. And, basically even just, move out of doing, like, what normally people are expecting. In the end of the day, that's kind of the main objective you gotta think about is, how do I, give myself the best option to, move forward? And, sometimes the best option to move forward is the option that most players don't like. Which, is my reasoning of why I think you don't really need comms in any FPS game. In fact, I think comms diminish your skill and diminish your thought process of reasoning. I believe that comms really are what determine, what are basically hindering everyone's skill. It's what I think creates toxicity. I think, honestly, comms is what creates toxicity. There's really no, there's really no reason to have comms other than the factor of, maybe you're an old school group of people who've worked together before for quite some time, and you've worked for a long time, and you can kind of hold a conversation while also being on the same page. But I think when it comes down to it, many of us look for comms because if it's what creates our skill. It's what many people believe is the thing that created the skill that we have. And in my opinion, I think, honestly, comms are not what created your skill. What created your skill was listening and being able to basically personally determine what is the best course of action. And sometimes, like it is, unless you've been working together for a long time, you guys are basically like old friends who've worked together for quite some time, I believe that the best course of action isn't just working on, it's looking for people with comms. I think, honestly, the best course of action is to, determine how to survive. And, just kind of rely on your own personal experience, your own personal thoughts. I think those are the best ways to survive, and those are the best ways to really get your game focus and your skill level up. You don't need comms to really be a great teammate. And sometimes, even just the silent type, should be enough to maybe hopefully get your team to be on the same page. I say, personally live by action, not by words. You can be the greatest call-out player out there, and you could still technically be terrible when it comes to your own playstyle. Or you can be, the silent type who has almost the greatest skill, never hardly ever talks, and, show everyone that, you have what it takes to be even better than they think. But, that's my determination on skill and my determination on the players. Is like, you gotta live by actions, not by words, in my opinion. And, that's my opinion, is live by action, not by words. Again, it's easy to live by words and, kind of go into a point of, oh, well, I did this, so I win, right? But, I think, honestly, it's like, you should determine yourself and prove yourself by action, not by words. Which is why, as I've said, I think comms really do hinder your skill and hinder your ability to, to basically make, good decisions. So, in my opinion, yeah, comms really are the thing that hinder everyone's skill. And I think it's what really throws people off and puts people off their game. But that's my personal opinion on should you have comms or should you just not worry about comms. Personally, like I said, don't worry about comms at all. I would say, do what you can to basically, be the best at being you. Disable comms if you need to, and then kind of just do your own game. Again, if your team is good enough and they have the skill level, then you should be able to technically, do everything that you need to do and, show the team that you're better than people think you are. But, again, that's my personal opinion. That's what I think about if you should have comms or not. And with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching today's video. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification because I know you want to know when my next video drops next. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching. I am live on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Accureye. I am live on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday for sure. But lately, I've also been live on Monday and Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, usually I'm doing about 2 to 3 hour stream. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday are usually about 4 to 5 hour stream. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching today. And thank you for being part of today's video. And yeah, come join me on Twitch if you want to join me on Twitch. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you for watching today's video. And thank you for watching today's, being part of today's video. And yeah, with that being said, until the next video, right? This is Accureye signing out and saying farewell, everyone. And come join me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Accureye. But with that being said, thank you everybody for watching. And until the next one, farewell.